So, as I mentioned, we have two categories of appreciation, and those are the Innovative ETD Award. And the Innovative ETD Award recognizes student efforts to transform the genre of the print dissertation through the use of innovative software to create cutting-edge ETDs. The use of renderings, photos, video, and other multimedia objects that are included in the electronic document were considered as part of the innovation of the work. The award includes a $1,000 US cash prize and up to $500 in travel scholarship funding to attend the annual ETD symposium. And we have the ETD Leadership Award. The ETD Leadership Award recognizes members of the university community whose leadership and vision has helped raise awareness and the benefits of ETDs, and whose efforts have improved the graduate education through the use of ETDs. And the award is honorary. So for more information, I'll let you know the nomination process is very easy. Usually requires a one-page cover letter and some additional documentation information about the student or leader's work. We're going to put the call for nominations for 2015 out sometime this fall in 2014. So please help us to spread the word and participate in this wonderful program. And you can find more information at the NDLTD website. And the exciting moment, the winners are... First, we'll talk about Reiko Goto-Collins, who received her PhD in Art and Design and Technology in 2012 at Robert Gordon University here in Scotland. So Reiko's dissertation, Ecology and Environmental Art in the Public Place, Talking Tree, Won't You Take a Minute to Listen to the Plight of Nature? It's a very inspiring title, isn't it? And so she includes a practice-led element which works with multimedia and crucial integral parts of experimental methodology. Her PhD study was focused on trees' physiological response to atmospheric changes in photosynthesis. She was thinking about the essential breath of all living things and how trees contribute to the aesthetics of place and while transforming carbon dioxide into oxygen. It's a very interesting hybrid blend of the arts and the sciences. And so we thought, as an awards committee, that was particularly notable. So her multimedia features include significant and appropriately in a number of stages and levels within the research, data gathering, and giving form to the experience through the representation of data as sound and image. These are combined in ways that do not remove the research subject from the specific context, and its important quality of the work within the ecological discourse. The conventions of the textual description and analysis offer a sensory experience of the research subject founded in rigorous data gathering methodologies. You can find her actual open access dissertation online. We'll make these slides available after the conference so you can go and check these out yourself. We also have on the NDLTD website direct links to these ETDs. And so I'll let Reiko explain a little bit about herself because we have the pleasure of meeting Reiko today. And so please, I'd like to bring up Reiko to give some acknowledgments.
Yes, hello. It is always rewarding to do something you really like, you really care about. It's nice to know that my work has a meaning amongst the experts involved the network to digital library of thesis and dissertation. I'd like to express my gratitude to Dr. Fox, Dr. Hagen, and then Dr. Susan Copeland, and other committee members. I also like to thank all of you working on the Electric Thesis and Dissertation Symposium for making this conference happen at the University of Leicester. I'm honored to be here. The Network Digital Library of Thesis and Dissertations promotes creation, access to, and then preservation of electric thesis worldwide. This means that knowledge is available to everyone, everywhere. The conventional thesis is normally a written text with images and illustration. An electric thesis extends the range of a dissertation to time-based interactive media. Even the simple inclusion of audio and video within the body of a thesis expands the researcher's ability to share process, context, and experience. Next one, please. My doctoral research, ecology and environmental art in public place, focused on trees as a subject matter. ETD saves many, many trees. The research question was, is it possible to create a change if we understand life is interdependent and interrelated with nature in our environment? The work built on historic examples of artists working with trees. I used specific literature on empathy that became a core theoretical framework. And based on that, I created an artwork as the focal point of my research dissertation. Plain Air, an interactive sculpture, consists of a leaf chamber connected to high-quality sensor technology embedded in a traditional painting easel with a laptop computer, processing equations that measure and sonify photosynthesis and respiration. With this artwork, I sought to elucidate the empathic relationship between trees and humans by revealing reactions to environmental conditions, light, temperature, humidity, and atmospheric carbon dioxide that are shared. Plain air is not a technological intervention, but an extension of my physical senses. The system sees what cannot be seen and hears what cannot be heard. My thesis involves human, non-human relationships. I'm interested in how we experience and understand trees as living things. I developed an experimental sculpture bridge that let me explore this gap between nature and culture. As an electric dissertation submitted with video and sound, interested artists and colleagues can access and best understand the intention and effort involved in the work. It is also important to recognize the network that brought this effort to fruition. I like to thank my supervisor, Dr. Ann Douglas of the Idea Institute Gray School of Art, my thesis advisor, the artist Helen Mayer Harrison and Newton Harrison, and my examiner, Dr. Bernice West of the Center for Nurse Practice Research. My mentor, Dr. Stuart Hanabas, my friend Nadia Skolnik, and my partner, Tim Collins. Thank you very much.
And so it is with great pleasure that we present this ETD award. I'll just read it briefly. The Innovative ETD Award. The certificate is awarded to Reiko Goto-Collins of Robert Gordon University in recognition of valuable contributions to the NDLTD. So Reiko, thank you very much. Good work. And I'll turn it over to my colleague for the next award.
All right, our next award goes to Samantha Oswald, who is Master of Architecture thesis in 2013 from the University of Waterloo in Canada. Samantha Oswald's master's thesis, Brick, A Story of Construction, is a creative and complex account of how contemporary construction techniques can be beneficially influenced by the versatility and poetics of the timeless material that is brick and the traditional brick and mortar system of construction. And if you've taken the opportunity to drive around this area, you'll notice all the brick that is used in construction here. The work is filled with a myriad of carefully created images that illustrate the process of constructing a terracotta from the ground up, or terracotta, I think. She can correct me later. The thesis is in a genre that finds this expression in non-textual form a significant value added. It is a thesis that describes a lengthy, hands-on process evolving over time with exposure to changing conditions. The visual components of the thesis have an essential impact and convey the message with impressive force. As well as Ms. Oswald's adept and revealing photography, her production of an MPEG video is included as a file supplementary to the main body of the thesis in PDF. The video, Building the Terracotta, am I right? Yeah? Okay. Is skillfully executed and engaging. Just under 20 minutes in length, it is sufficient to convey strong impressions of the beauty of the hands-on process, while inciting an urge to know more about the process, inviting the viewer into the complexities that are found in the textual thesis. Now, that master's thesis is openly available on the university's institutional repository, UW Space, and the URL is also available on the NDLTD website, links to it. So I would like to invite Samantha Oswald, she is here, right? Yeah. Up to share with her more about her thesis.
So, empirical knowledge, what we know through our senses and our actions, is different than intellectual knowledge. When I started my Master's of Architecture degree, I knew that the acquisition of empirical knowledge would be an important part of my work. Partly because many of the architects whose work I admire started their careers in the construction trades, building empirically. Partly because I felt there was a dissociation in architectural education between the concept and the realities of construction. And also because I knew that that was the way I learned best. Focusing on empirical knowledge was also a way for me to position my research. As soon as I defined my topic as clay brick that I could see, feel, and make, I understood both the subject and my potential contribution. My own experience was an invaluable source of primary information, which became the basis from which I could reflect on larger issues, such as the value of human labor, the meaning of craft, even the relevance of permanent construction in our increasingly transient society. I soon came to the question of how to present what I was learning. Empirical methods do not lend themselves easily to print because they are often dynamic, multidimensional, and subjective. For me, film was a way of making my experience accessible to others. It is still only a shallow summary of what actually took place. A more revealing experience would be to go to Grimsdyke Farm, the location of my thesis, and stay a night in the terracotta, the shelter I made. Since you are welcome, but unlikely to do so, I had to try to capture and communicate all the tangible qualities of this place that I was discovering. The way the fired clay is porous but holds heat, the way the sunlight filters through the wall, the path I wore across the field because of my innumerable trips across. Maybe I could even hint at the geological history of the area, the way the millions of years of erosion had deposited layers of clay particles that I could eventually come up and dig and turn into something. Empirical knowledge is so important for architecture because architecture has the capacity to then influence the empirical knowledge of the people who inhabit it. It changes the way we remember, the way we sense, and the way we relate to a place. So, thank you. It is an honor for me to receive this award. I believe that the development and promotion of electronic theses is important as a way to enable different types of learning and different methods of learning. My film enabled me to tell the life story of a brick, an object that could be called simple. but even the simplest objects and processes benefit from new ways of looking. The freedom of expression afforded by digital media is a great asset for architectural research, and I hope that my thesis is only the beginning. Thank you to the awards committee, to my supervisor and board below, to Guan Li at Grimstike Farm, and to my committee members. Thank you very much.
Again, this Innovative ETD Award is presented to Samantha Oswald, University of Waterloo, in recognition of valuable contributions to the Network Digital Library of Theses and Dissertations.
Congratulations.
I'll take a moment to mention that at lunch today, there will be tables, and I think this will be announced again, tables where various members of committees from the NDLTD will be talking about those committees and the work that is done there, and hopefully those that are interested, I'll be at one of those tables talking about this awards committee, and so if you're interested in participating in the awards committee, want to know more about the awards committee, find me at lunch. Okay, thanks.
So, a note about the ETD Leadership Award. We're listing past ETD leaders because we had a lack of nominations this year for whatever reasons, and we really would like to engage, and we know that there are fantastic leaders, many of you that are out here, and so we need nominations to come forth to recognize individuals, particularly in the leadership field, who help enable students such as Samantha and Reiko to make these things possible. And so as you can see, we have awarded people from all over the world, and so we would certainly like to include you. So please remember us when we put the call for nominations out for 2015. And many thanks and congratulations from the NDLTD and to our graduate students and leaders.